Boban! Boban! When Boban speaks, we Milanisti listen, because we like Boban. Boban spoke in the channel of Andrea Longoni called Milan Hello from Milanello. And when Boban speaks, it's always fire. Too bad that the timing couldn't be worse, since we have to play the final of the Coppa Italia, but still. What does Boban say? Did you read all of these? Did you read all of these? Because it's long. If you did, let's discuss what he said. So it's not that he said something new that we didn't really know. It's like according respect to the management and to our ownership, Redbird, Elliot. It's stuff that we the supporter usually know. Okay, but let's take a look at what he said. So Boban is a good friend of Maldini, and obviously he will go on to defend Maldini, calling Maldini's sacking a shameful and indecent and inexplicable thing. And we all thought like that, actually. Why the hell did you fire Maldini, since he is the one, together with the team, that brought you to a Scudetto that we could never have dreamed of? So obviously Boban is upset by this, and he also claims that Maldini was the last obstacle to ownership doing whatever they wanted, which makes me think that, I assume that the ownership wants the good stuff for the club. It doesn't want the club to do bad, right? I guess the problem here is that maybe Maldini and Boban, they were with Elliot, and to me, Elliot and Redbird are the same, exactly the same. They're a fund, okay, that we won a Scudetto. Yes, thank Elliot, but it's not that Elliot wanted to win the Scudetto that much. He wanted to just have the good spreadsheets and all that kind of the good books in order, right? That's what the main plan. The Scudetto has been on top of that, and that is thanks to our management mainly, because they managed to build a team and to reinforce the team in a meaningful way without any budget, really, because we won the Scudetto, and we have remembered, and also Boban will recall you in this article, that we won the Scudetto because mainly we got Ibrahimovic, and Ibrahimovic was very far from the ideal football player that our management wanted at the time. Too old, too much money. Okay, that was the line. But thanks to Ibrahimovic, we won the Scudetto because he brought some experience, some mentality. He helped Pioli building an identity for the team, identity that we had with Pioli, stuff that we do not have now. And because of that, I mean, it's fair to say that we won the Scudetto, okay? They tried this year to do the same thing with Walker. Why did they bring Walker to AC Milan? Because they tried the Ibrahimovic kind of thing, right? You get the champion affirmed, and it tries to give a decent mentality to the team. But anyway, it was too late. This team never has an identity, and still now this team does not have an identity. I'm also looking forward to what Conceição will say at the end of the season, because if you notice, he keeps saying in each interview, when the season is over, I will speak. I will speak. I will speak. He will speak. I want to know what he has to say about this AC Milan. I'm very curious. And we will see. We will see if things will get better or worse. Anyway, Boban also spoke of fighting against the ownership for the good of AC Milan, that it was stripped of authority early. So basically, they removed his rights to sign things. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Obviously, it's not gold all that glitters, because we know that Maldini and Boban made mistakes in AC Milan. The biggest one, I guess, Origi. Origi is in Serie C, not playing, is living the life, is being paid 4 million euros, not dollars, euros, to do absolutely nothing together with Balloture. We got Gianpaolo. So, Maldini and Boban, they did their mistakes, right? But they knew about football. They knew much more than that anybody knows in our management right now. And then he speaks about the ownership being a fund. Okay, we all know this. I know this. You should know this. The main objective of a fund is to make money. I know you can argue, yeah, but not going to the Champions League, loses you a lot of money. Exactly, and that's why they're mad. Not because we didn't pass for whatever reason. It's because of the money. All that they want to do is money. As Boban said, if they buy at 10, tomorrow it has to be worth 15, no matter what. This is how fund works. They have to bring value to the investors. Everything is about money and management and the business world. I hate this kind of business world because everything has to be business. Everything is a business. There's no emotion. You're not a supporter. You're a customer. You're not a supporter of AC Milan that love the club. You're a customer. We want your money. That's it. And that's what they expect from the supporters as well, in my opinion. In fact, I think that this ownership, like the fund, they hate me. I mean, kind of supporters like us, like me, that complain, that want this, that demand this, that wants to win, because we are not good customer. Because if you're not happy, we do not buy stuff. The ideal customer is the one that, sometimes they turns on the TV and the game is going with AC Milan playing and they cheer for AC Milan and then they buy a gadget, whatever that is. That's why they like to do maybe collaborations. And if they do Taylor Swift, then you get people buying the shirt because of Taylor Swift. That's the perfect customer for them. We are not. We're just like a pain in the ass, to be honest, because we complain and because we follow the team all the times and we pretend to win. So in the interview, Boban also talks about identity and the fact that we do not have one, while Inter does. Okay, this is the difference between Inter and Milan. Is that they, excuse me, is that Inter, when they work, when Marotta works, there is a purpose to build a team. There is like a plot. If this was a movie, there is a screenplay for the team on how they should play or how you integrate the new players. While with AC Milan, these things does not exist. Does not exist. We do not plan in advance. We did not plan in advance in the summer. We got Fonseca last minute because they wanted Lopetegui and then they discovered that we didn't like Lopetegui. So they got Fonseca. Fonseca got here late. The negotiations to buy new players take forever. So all that kind of stuff. While Inter, even if, say, they can't spend much money for whatever reason, Marotta is a pro and he knows what to do. And Inzaghi is a very, very, very good... Probably Inzaghi can be considered a top coach now with Inter because, 2 finals of the Champions League, he got the 20th Scudetto to Inter. So they know what they're doing. While here in AC Milan, I do feel this disconnection between ownership, management, coach, players. Like, I don't feel that they are unified. They're like all together for one goal, which is winning. The main goal is making money, but we know that. Now, then he talks also about the Demilanization of the club, like stripping out the emotions, selling Tonali because that was an opportunity. Remember that the management, AC Milan management said so. We are opportunistic. If there's an opportunity, we take the opportunity. Selling Tonali was an opportunity, disregarding all that happened with the bets and stuff. But Tonali now is doing very good. And having a Tonali in this team, oh boy, all the difference. Because the main problem that we didn't fix is the midfield. And when Tonali left, we did not cover that role specifically, and that's why we have like holes in the midfield right now. We need somebody like Tonali, right? Hopefully we can get him back, but I will not bet on it, honestly. And Tonali also represented Milanismo, like Maldini represented Milanismo, and it's something that we are lacking. We have one Italian in the team, which is two if you count like Terracciano and the young people, but like the main one, the only one that constantly plays is Gabbia. Is the only Italian, and we kind of need that foundation of Italians that knows about Milanismo, because if you bring all these random players, nobody knows what is Milanismo. You need to have a culture in the club and inside the club as well. These players need to, because I mean, it should be a dream come true to play for AC Milan, and now it doesn't look like it. It looks we look like we are a mid-table team, and obviously the glory of AC Milan is long gone, but we should be wanting to bring that glory back, and the players should be wanting to win for AC Milan, to have this beautiful shirt on, and it doesn't feel like this. You can create this with like creating the culture, the Milanismo inside the club that seems non-existent, to be honest. And that's another thing that bothers me pretty much. Then he goes on and talks also about the possible transfer that they did agreed on. You say, wow, they are nobodies, right? No, they're not. They were Dani Olmo and Szoboszlai. And, those then got blocked for reasons that we don't know. He also says that they planned to use the money from Suso and Piontek sales, but they never got approval. So you see, when supporters justify selling the big names, I can't stand it. It's something that drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when a supporter says, let's sell this guy. That's a lot of money. Look, they're offering you a lot of money. Yes, but they don't use those money to get decent players. So what do you gain? Supporter, tell me, what do you gain by letting the best players go? Nothing, because at best now you have to replace the players with players of, if not equal, superior value. And we never do that. The only good one we got is Renders. So now let's say that they sell Renders for $200 million. Would you be happy? I wouldn't, because I want to keep the players. I do not care about how much money the management or AC Milan will do if they don't reinvest those money in decently, because it's not enough to spend the money, because this management, to be honest, they did use money for the market. The problem is they didn't use them wisely, in my opinion. Like the market they did, it was random, not enough. They didn't replace the players that we needed to replace, and that makes all the difference. So I don't care if you offer me 150 millions for Leao. Are you gonna replace Leao with a player worth at least 100 millions? No? Then I keep Leao. And that's the same for everything. That some players ask Barcelona if they want to sell Lamine. Ask them, if they give you $1 gazillion, would you sell Lamine? No, you keep Lamine, okay? That's what a big club like AC Milan should do. Cazzo. Sorry, went on to a little bit of a rant here. I'll let you go now. Ciao.